Okay, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitch. We're live everywhere. So let me pull this up. Well, they had issued. Okay, so here's what's going on, and this is literally late breaking news at 4:35 p.m. At 4:35 p.m. local time. There. On May 6, 2022, and again, welcome to Weather Live. I am meteorologist Rich Lupia. We did have a brief tornado warning issued for Greenville County in South Carolina, which is the county that I live in. This storm is not directly threatening my position outside of Greenville, South Carolina. It's on the northern side of Greenville County. It's north of Interstate 85. It's up near the mountains, up near Travelers Rest, Slater, Marietta. So I'm going to show you the cell. It was just knocked back to a severe thunderstorm warning, and I'll show you that cell, and then we'll go into the severe weather that is tracking all across the southeast, and there is a tornado watch in effect for a lot of areas of the southeast until 8 p.m. Eastern time. So this is not going to be the first break-in, from myself. There's the potential for more break-ins here. All right, so we're going to go to the Doppler radar, and we have our severe thunderstorm warning. This was a tornado warning just moments ago, but was knocked back to a severe thunderstorm warning. Here it is, Slater, Marietta, up in the very northern part of the county, up near the mountains, up near the Blue Ridge. This is Travelers Rest, so it's just north of Travelers Rest, heading for Landrum, Campobello, Inman, Tryon, heading up towards Columbus, up towards Polk County, North Carolina, and then eventually Rutherfordton County, North Carolina. Also, the extreme northwestern edges of Spartanburg County are included in this, especially north of Interstate 85 from about exit 15 north to the North Carolina line. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly what the Weather Service saw, which got them concerned. And there was definitely some rotational couplet that was indicated here. And I'm going to play this back over the last couple of frames. There was definitely that rotational couplet that you see moving north of Pickens, between Pickens up in the Pumpkintown area, between just south of South Carolina 11. That's where, if there was a tornado, it may have touched down briefly in that rural area north of Pickens, north of Easley, South Carolina. But the signatures have weakened considerably in the last couple of shots, and that's the reason why it is now a severe thunderstorm warning. And that is absolutely good news. So this was the storm that was tornado warned, because as you see here, it flared up in northeastern Pickens County, was moving into northwestern Greenville County, and moving into northwestern Spartanburg County. And that's the reason why they had it under tornado warning, but the Weather Service just knocked it back to a severe thunderstorm warning. This is still a dangerous storm. You still need to be inside. You still need to be taking precautions, because this is a dangerous storm here. Okay, I'm going to bring it back. You can see that there was a little bit of flare up there. There was actually a brief hook echo there just to the north of Pickens before it headed up towards Slater, Marietta, and is now up past 25 and is now heading up towards the Gowinsville area, Tigerville, Campobello, up towards North Greenville University. It's up in that area right now and is moving quickly off to the northeast. I'm going to zoom this back, and there are thunderstorms to the south in southern Greenville County. None of these are severe yet at this time, but these storms are continuing to organize and are continuing to strengthen. Would not surprise me in southern Spartanburg County, in Union County, in southern Cherokee County if these storms go severe. Also in Lawrence County, it would not surprise me if the northern half of Lawrence County, especially from Lawrence and points north, areas north of US 76, get to a severe thunderstorm warning. There are a few thunderstorms that have popped up north and east of Greenwood around the Newberry area. And we're going to zoom out here. Augusta, Georgia. This area down towards Allendale, South Carolina, that got hit by a tornado earlier this year. You're under severe thunderstorm warning at this point in time. Everywhere from the city of Augusta, Augusta National, down the Savannah River, almost to Savannah, this is where the severe thunderstorm warning is. So that's definitely an area of concern. Now let's head up into the mountains, and we have a new tornado warning that was just issued by the National Weather Service out of Morristown, Tennessee, and this is for Bristol. This is for Bristol, Tennessee. So I'm going to switch over to Christiansburg, Virginia, to their Doppler radar site to give a little bit better look at this storm. City of Bristol, you are under tornado warning right now. You need to be in your tornado safe spot, especially just to the north of Bristol in extreme southwestern Virginia. If you're in Kingsport, Tennessee, if you're in Johnson City, Tennessee, you have storms coming. You have a severe thunderstorm warning, so you have one level below, and you definitely have some level of concern with this storm. There's definitely a lot of lightning with it, but the potential for a tornado is just north of the city of Bristol, Virginia, and Bristol, Tennessee right now. Let's pull up the velocity and see what we've got. The velocity at this point in time, there is a little bit of evidence of twist, but there's not a whole lot of evidence at this point in time. I'm going to pull up the differential phase to see if there was some debris that was coming up, and there was a little bit of debris coming up, so that might have potentially been why they put up the tornado warning. So in this case, with the severe weather that we have out there right now, these tornadoes, if they occur, they're going to spin up quickly, and they're not going to be on the ground for really a whole long length of time. Okay, hold on just a second here. We got some drop frames. We got just give me a second here. Stand by. And let me get this source back up here. Stand by. There we go. Okay, so in this area, so we had the one tornado warning here in Greenville County and the other one up in Bristol, Virginia. So these are within the areas of enhanced risk of severe weather. So there are more storms to go, which once I restart the Doppler radar, I will show you where those storms are. The strongest thunderstorms will be across the northern half of South Carolina, mainly the upstate of South Carolina, northeastern Georgia, extreme eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, mainly up in the mountains, and then down into the Piedmont and the Charlotte area, Greensboro, Raleigh-Durham, and then getting up towards RVA, getting up towards Roanoke and Lynchburg, Virginia, and into the Tidewater around Norfolk, Newport News, and Virginia Beach, Virginia. This is the area of greatest concern. Maybe as far south as Fayetteville, North Carolina, but I think towards Whiteville and towards Wilmington, North Carolina, and towards the Grand Strand, towards Myrtle Beach, I think most of the heaviest weather should stay off to your north and west, should stay off to the north and west of Interstate 85. All right, so I'm going to restart my radar source here. If you give me just a moment here, I'll give you a tour of some of the severe weather that's that's out there. Stand by. And I appreciate your patience here. And there's your tornado warning just to the north of Kingsport and Johnson City, Tennessee, up in the Bristol area. This storm is tracking mainly on the north side of Interstate 81, but it's close to Interstate 81. It's close to populated areas. There's some mountains here that go along the north side of Interstate 81. There's a long mountain that goes through here along southwestern Virginia. So there may be some interference from that. It is on the south side of that mountain. So if you are between Interstate 81 and the long mountain that goes from Whiteville down to Bristol, Tennessee, you got to be on guard with the storm that's heading up your way. We have some additional severe thunderstorm warnings up in the Lexington market. Also, we have plenty of flash flood warnings up into southern Ohio and the Cincinnati area, northern Kentucky, and also in the Charleston, West Virginia. In this area, on the cooler side of the storm, which you'll see here as I put this into motion, all this moisture is riding up over the mountains. This is where the cooler air is, and it's just continuing to rain and rain and rain. This area is definitely prone to some flash flooding at this point in time because the storms are a little bit more scattered. They're not as widespread and as clustered down here to the south. That's the reason why the flood threat is less. And plus, it's also been a little bit drier down here in South Carolina and Georgia and Tennessee and in North Carolina. It's been really dry down here on the other side of the mountains, on the east side of the Blue Ridge, over the last week. Now, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings, and we have our first tornado warning that has been issued for eastern North Carolina. We're going to pull up the Raleigh-Durham radar here. And now a second tornado warning has just been issued and is just populated. All right, so we have Martin and Washington counties, Bertie and Cowan counties. In eastern North Carolina, this is radar indicated rotation, and this is radar indicated rotation in quarter size hail. Virginia, that's a radar indicated rotation as well. So there are a couple of tornado warnings here. We'll zoom in on these. These are to the north and to the east of Greenville, North Carolina. Again, not to be confused with Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville, North Carolina is its own city. It's in a completely different part of North Carolina. Both cities are several hours away, and this is more towards the Pamlico Sound. So we're just going to throw up the velocity here and show you that there is definitely a rotational couplet here. There is some clutter. There is some interference here. As it's coming in just to the north and west of Edenton, up towards Windfall, Hereford, Arrowhead Beach, up towards Woodville. And there is definitely a rotational couplet with the second one back here, just to the south of Jamesville, North Carolina. This is heading out into the low country and into the Tidewater areas, out towards Pamlico Sound. Elizabeth City, North Carolina, you need to be on guard. These storms are heading in your direction along US 158, heading out into Southern Shores, Kill Devil Hills, Kitty Hawk, Nag's Head, Corolla, Duck, North Carolina. These storms are definitely heading in your direction. Be on the lookout for these, and several severe thunderstorm warnings in back of that. Let me throw up the differential phase and let's see what we got. Differential phase allows us to see potential debris. There are some signs up here with these storms crossing into southern Virginia, up into the Tidewater, just south and west of Suffolk. There are some indications that there may be some debris in the air at that point in time. Not sure if that's from straight line wind or if that's from tornado, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on those storms at this point in time. And this is out of the Raleigh-Durham radar. We're going to go back to reflectivity. And we're going to zoom out here. And here's some storms getting up towards RVA, up towards Short Pump. These are not as intense as the ones farther south of 64. Also to the east of Reidsville, North Carolina. Graham, Hillsboro. Let's see. I'm laughing for a particular reason with where this particular cell and where this particular strong to severe thunderstorm is laughing. And if he's on the air, hey, Tony, I called it. Just telling you. and I'll get you a look at some stuff a little bit later on. But here's that tornado, not tornado, severe thunderstorm warning northeast of Greensville and north of Burlington, North Carolina, heading up towards Yanceyville, towards Reidsville, North Carolina. This is going to be heading up towards the South Boston area. And some heavy rains, not as strong of thunderstorms up towards Alta Vista and heading up towards Lynchburg and Appomattox, Amherst and towards Roanoke. Again, the storms up here not as strong as back here. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in the Knoxville area. Let's switch over to the Knoxville, Tennessee radar out of Morristown, Tennessee, and we'll show them to you. It is a mess in Knoxville this evening. Don't go out or don't travel anywhere in the Knoxville area or the surrounding environs if you don't have to. Wait for these storms for the next couple of hours to pass through. There are some flash flood warnings overlaid with this, so watch out for some ponding of water. Watch out for some standing water, especially in some low-lying places where you would not expect it. These go down into the mountains. These are particularly heavy mountains, high mountains, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 foot mountains east of Chattanooga and getting down south of Gatlinburg. This is towards Clingman's Dome and down into the heart of the Appalachians here. And those storms, despite the mountains still going well, but you get on the other side of the mountains towards Atlanta, towards Gainesville, Georgia. Let's pull up Peachtree City. Let's pull up Atlanta radar. And you can see that most of this activity is moved out of Atlanta. So I'm just going to lay this out here. I'm going to draw this here. This here is a cold front. Okay? This is a cold front. This is moving off to the east. So Atlanta area, you're in the clear. Chattanooga, you're in the clear. Birmingham, Huntsville, you're in the clear. Nashville area, you're in the clear. But this cold front, this leading edge of cooler air that's circulating around the storm center, which is now over eastern Tennessee right now, this cold front is going to come through, and over the next few hours, you have the threat for severe weather in this area, upstate of South Carolina, Midlands of South Carolina. I'd especially watch out in the Columbia area. I'd especially watch out in the Charlotte area at this point in time. And also up in the mountains of North Carolina. These are particularly high mountains up here, especially north of Asheville. These are 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 foot mountains, but yet we have severe thunderstorm warnings and torrential downpours coming through here as well. The mountains a lot of times knock down the severe weather, but because of the strength of the storm and because the ingredients have come together so well, these storms are not being knocked down by the mountains. So this is one of those rare days to where the mountains, the actual Appalachian Mountains, are getting hit with multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, flash flood warnings, and even a few tornado warnings as well. All right, so I am going to back out here. I'm going to go back to my source. I'm going to show you what the model is saying, the latest run of the 18Z model. If I can just get it to come up here. All right, there we go. Here's the low pressure pretty much over Bristol, Tennessee at 6 p.m. So that front that I had drew in, that front, which is now back here in the next hour or two, begins to clear the upstate of South Carolina, begins starting to clear the Midlands, especially towards the Savannah area, Augusta, Georgia. And then we go to 7 p.m., 8 p.m., this is when you need to be on guard in the Charlotte area, Greensboro, Statesville, Raleigh-Durham, Burlington, North Carolina, Piedmont Triad, also up into RVA and up into the Tidewater area, the lower elevations of central and southern Virginia. We go to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and the storm center is now pulling into northern Virginia. The severe weather is pulsing down because we're losing daytime heating, but I'm just going to let this go from here. Here's the storm center just pretty much stalling out over Virginia for most of the day on Saturday. So Pennsylvania, southern New York State, southern New England, into parts of Ohio, West Virginia. You're going to be stuck in the rain, and this gets to 8 a.m. on Mother's Day. And this goes quite a bit of ways inland. The storm center was supposed to be off the North Carolina coast. The storm center was supposed to be more off here. The storm center is actually near the coast. So the Delmarva, New Jersey, southern New England, southeast Pennsylvania, Maryland, Washington, D.C., most of northern and central Virginia, especially to the east side of the Blue Ridge, you're going to have clouds and showers lingering into Sunday morning. And then it will eventually move its way out, but not until Sunday night. So it does look like a bad Mother's Day, southern New England, New York City area down to RVA, and pretty much from Virginia into Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern New York State, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and potentially southeastern Massachusetts. And then it gets really warm as we head into next week. So that is a look at the severe weather and a few tornado warnings that are happening across the southeastern United States today. This area is under a slight to enhanced risk of severe weather. If the severe weather flares up more and begins to threaten more populated areas, we will break in once again. I'm meteorologist Rich Lupia. It is 4:55 p.m. on Friday, May 6, 2022. Help people every day in every way, regardless of what it is. God bless y'all, and we will see you for another edition of Weather Live coming up soon. Take care, and God bless.